I was mucking with the Dazzler today to see if the joysticks actually work.
Oh,
Because there's a little ADC test program and it
okay.
seems to work. So I need to find that sprint program that I think someone made for the Dazzler and see if it runs.
Which
I think it
program?
was the Dazzler.
Which program?
Well, the Sprint it was the car race one that used to be called Sprint at the
Oh,
arcades. I think I
yeah.
have a link to it somewhere. I think that's Dazzler.
I don't remember that one in the Dazzler list of stuff.
It
I
was
think it's on
called,
your site, but I
I
can't
think it
remember
was,
what he called it.
yeah, it's called something else, I think. I remember running it. It's the one with really mediocre graphics, right?
Yeah, it's a Dazzler.
The Dazzler, yeah. Well, I mean, even for a Dazzler, it looked
Oh,
good. It has the car jumping over the stuff.
uh, let me find it on
Oh, that's not Dazzler.
no, 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 no. Let's see if it's on Walt's site. I don't see it. Thought it was.
Sure, that wasn't on like a Commodore 64 or Atari site?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Dazzle. I think it came across it came across I think this 100 system.
Yeah, so I see we're up over 30 boards now.
You said it was called Sprint?
Yeah.
No, it's called Sprint in the arcades. It's a racetrack, and I think your race cars are two little squares, and then you race around the racetrack. But gosh darn it, I'll find it.
That doesn't sound like a Dazzler. I mean, it's little squares racing, yeah, but oh, Sprint.com, Cromemco Dazzler.
Yeah, I think it's Neil. Yeah, I think Neil maybe did it.
Yeah, that's no, not well, either Neil or that John Galt.
Oh yeah, could it be him too?
Yeah, John Galt made that one.
It's on GitHub, isn't it?
Well, it's on his GitHub, yeah.
Yeah, do you have the URL?
No,
Okay. John.
he doesn't. He all his programs strictly use joysticks.
Yeah, that's why I want it, because I added joystick support to the
Yeah.
simulator and I want to see if it works.
Well, there's Dazzler games that use the joystick. There's lots of them.
Yeah, I've been wanting to run his.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna do a
So
quick
how
share.
many
Oh,
so
can't.
how many people have A to D boards that they can use with the joysticks? And
I
I'd say
I
about
don't know. I
less
don't.
than less than 5% of the Dazzler owners that are active.
oh.
That's why I just write stuff
There
using
it
the
is.
keyboard controls
John
because
Galt 01. I found it. Yeah, he does call it Sprint.
yeah, Sprint.com.
Super Sprint.
ooh.
Cool.
Give me a share.
There
I'll
you
show
go.
you the latest. Let's see. Oh, I got to bring up the other. This is my latest Dazzler game.
That's great, Walt.
Oh, crapped out on me.
You won. That is cool.
Oh, I'm hitting the wrong. I can't even remember my own keyboard controls.
Uh,
Oh, I can't type.
Is that in the basic?
No, this is assembly.
Oh wow.
See, you can move your guns. You get two guns, then you can move them around. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Can I download that?
Say again?
Can I download that?
Not yet. I'm not done with the game. It's almost done. Still a work in progress. But it works pretty good.
That's good. You're back a bit. You weren't touching assembler at all. That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I'm doing is I'm working with Claude
Yeah.
and Gemini and Codex, all three of them,
oh, wow.
to create assembly subroutines so anybody can just write an assembly program and you call the different routines to do the different tasks you need
Yeah.
on the Dazzler. So it makes
Yeah.
it real easy to write nice Dazzler programs.
Excellent.
Yeah, beats the hell
That's
out of
cool,
trying to
boss.
do all this from scratch on Dazzler.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weird thing is it takes it's taking all three AIs to get everything straight. And
Wow.
I sent some of the code to Bob, who wrote DZM Basic, and he's analyzing the little routines. And if he gets time, he's gonna optimize them so they work better, because he says the AIs can't write assembly language for crap.
That's not entirely true. Claude's been doing
No.
some 8080 assembler for me that's worked really well.
Well, this works really well too, but when he looked at the code, he says he can optimize that code quite a
Well,
bit,
yes.
and it'll work faster and better.
Yeah, believe me, I have been learning lots about optimized code the last few days. I've
Yeah,
been doing,
Claude probably can too. Just put him in extra high or something.
yeah.
Burn
But
a
yeah,
bunch of tokens.
by the way, did you guys get your adapters?
Yes,
Oh, awesome. Good. Just want to make sure.
they're really cool looking.
The only mistake that I made on here that I will fix if I ever make any more is the silk screen could be a little bigger and a little a little easier to read. But
Yeah.
I wasn't going to order new boards just to fix the silk screen. But anyway, yeah, I like them because you can 3D print a couple of little clips on the end and just mount them on a surface. So they're really easy to just stick in a case somewhere with a couple of screws. There's enough room on each end of the board that you can put a slot in a little block and just screw it down.
Oh,
Now, one thing I've noticed is the default size for like putting vias and other holes on boards are really tiny, like for
Oh, yeah.
resistors. I mean, resistor holes are so tiny. I'm going like the older style quarter watt resistor leads can't even, that's bigger than the pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vias are definitely tiny on the defaults. But then, technically you shouldn't need to solder anything to the vias.
No, but when you're making a resistor hole,
Right.
it should at least accommodate older style resistors still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more standardized. Yeah.
I mean, these 0.5 millimeter diameter and smaller holes. For a via, that's fine. Yeah, if it's just a simple via, but components leads need a little bit of space to get in there.
Yeah.
Especially like eyes like mine, where it's almost impossible to see the hole anyway. And I'm sitting there with part scratching it back and forth, trying to find the hole.
I took the opportunity yesterday to once again remind this guy that the little iron rings are way too small for people my age to be putting on tiny wires. I said the same thing to him last year. I said, you should put an upper age limit on this because those of us whose hands aren't steady and eyesight isn't perfect, it takes days to get those damn rings on the wires. The rings have
Actually,
got to be, I don't know.
that would be a good challenge for somebody that makes little, like these Lego machines that do things. Make
Right.
make them little machine that threads the whole thing for you.
Well, technically, he has designed, although I don't think he shared it, a 3D print that you can put all the cores in and it orients them all correctly because they're all alternate. So it puts all the cores in the 3D print, then holds the board on the top somehow, and then threads the wires through and it gets them all lined up right. But
Well,
I don't think
even a simple, you could have 3 jigs. It's 3 wires, right?
it's worth 3 wires. But so what you do is you take 8 wires and you solder them on one side with them sticking straight up. And then you put 8 iron rings on each wire. And then you take the wires across and solder them on the other side so the wires are nice and tight. Then you spread the wires out and you feed wires
Okay,
vertically
yeah.
through,
See, that's
orienting each of the cores. And then
yeah,
once you've got to there, then you have to put a single wire that goes through all 64 cores.
yeah.
And it all
So
zigzags around.
if you had some jigs where you put
Right.
all the little cores
Right.
onto a little jig, and then you just send the wires through, then you turn it 90 degrees,
Right.
like shift it a little bit so it turns them a bit, and then put the wires through the other way,
Yeah.
then shift it again, and then do the final thread,
Yeah.
then solder everything down.
It's yeah, he has a jig, but he hasn't, I don't think, published the print files for it for doing it with 3D printing it. But anyway, it was I mean those cores are literally like maybe a 32nd of an inch in outside diameter.
Yeah.
I mean they're tiny. I could barely see them without my magnifying headset on. So that was a couple of years ago when I built that. That was a fun so yeah, I went to VCF yesterday. It was much like the prior year, so I do have some pictures if people want to see.
Did you see
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, I saw John, talk to John. Anyway, let me
Was there
flick
any
through.
Dazzler
Share,
stuff
go ahead and share
going?
those.
No, I did not see anything with wait, wait, no, John had something with Dazzler. Give me a second. And
Should
let's
have asked him if
see.
that was one of my Dazzler programs.
Did okay, so guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, so that was the grand total of S100 equipment in the consignment area.
Oh,
As
North,
in basically nothing useful.
One North Star.
Dang.
it's a North Star, right?
Yeah, one North Star.
Right, the North Star box, the board at the top right. Yeah, top right. The guy said that was a North Star floating point processor.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And then the third one down was a solid state music prom burner, which I almost bought, but then decided I really didn't need it. Anyway,
Find something to trade, and I'll give you an ADS prom blaster.
I'm not driving back down there in the next 20 minutes to go buy it. It's an hour away. Anyway, where's my
Find something to trade to me, and I'll send you a ADS prom blaster.
yeah. Anyway, there's a Sol 20. And this
Missed
was
the
just
blue.
just oh no, I got a picture of that as well. This was some random boards.
Wasn't that a Soul PC?
So this is says it's an IMSAI VDP 80. It said.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the screen really was that bad where it was going out towards the top of. That was not just the photograph. That was how the screen was. But he was quite proud of that. This was an Apple One for those that are interested. I think it's a replica.
Yeah.
You could still buy the kits to build these if you could find all the parts.
Well,
So,
you can buy the whole kit, but it's $1,000.
oh yeah, it's not cheap. Some of the parts are very rare at this point. So I saw that. Another one. This was another, signed by Woz. So somebody
Oh,
was
there you
there
are.
just the right time. Another replica. This was quite interesting. This Olsen 8080. I think the front panel on it does everything that the Altair does, but with less lights. So it multiplexes the LEDs. It's quite interesting, and he had a variety of boards in it. But yeah, so I saw that guy. Random picture of John's Bus Pro board that somebody just had lying on their table. I took this one because my very first computer was an Ohio Scientific Challenger 4P, which had a little bit more memory than
Interesting.
this. So I haven't seen one of these in, God, 40 years.
I saw one 2 weeks ago. I was at the MIT flea market walking by a table and I saw one there and I, oh, that's kind of interesting. I turned around, went to the other end of the table. I came back and he sold it to some guy really cheap. I
Yeah.
mean, like, we're talking, cheap. And
Yeah.
next thing I know, the guy had it on his table for sale.
At
And
much
and
higher
and and
price.
then it's on eBay now,
Right.
I believe for a
Yeah.
large sum of money. So
Yeah, well, when I bought the C4P, my
yeah.
buddy and I split it between us because neither of us could afford the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was back in 1980, so it was,
Yeah.
we couldn't afford it. He still has it, so one of these days I'm gonna say
It's your turn.
I'm gonna say I drive up to Oregon and say it's my turn for the next few years. Can I have this? And I'll see if I
Yeah.
can get it working. But that means I also have to drive to Oregon.
Yeah, it's probably worth the drive. Come on.
Anyway, oh, it is. It's fun to go see him.
No,
Anyway,
that's cool, bud.
that was John's S100 table. Stopped and talked to him for, and God, it was Jeff, right? The other one. Yeah, Jeff. So I talked to those guys for a while. John was running a Dazzler Expo, but he's standing right in a demo, but he's standing right in the way of it. And Jeff there has one of those PC power supply ATX motherboard, S100 motherboards. I think it's way cool, but really
Yeah.
expensive. Let's see. Oh, I found a Mark 8.
Ooh.
There's a really interesting series on YouTube for a guy building one of these from scratch and reverse engineering all the boards and then building them all out. It was nice to actually see one in person.
Yeah, I've seen somebody has been selling the boards.
Yeah, there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but on YouTube that's done a whole series of articles or videos rather about building the boards. And he has one fully running with all sorts of stuff attached to it. It's quite spectacular. And he reverse engineered. He took all of the documentation basically for the Mark 8 and made his own boards.
Okay.
So he sells the boards now if anybody wants to build one. And his series is quite interesting to look at, to watch. It's of him building this thing up. So, this, for those of you that have a rack, as the guy that sells the Wi-Fi modems is now selling this
retro
1U. Huh?
The
Yeah, he sells the retro.
modem.
Right, that guy, he was there. He's actually local here in the Bay Area. He sells a 1U board that looks like the Whopper and runs.
Yeah, I
And-
think he was trying to pitch the sale to me because I have all the YouTube videos.
Right.
And I'm going like, there's no way I can spend $280 on something like that. Well, he's got 199 on it there.
He was selling it cheaper at the show, yeah.
Yeah. But I told him, I says, if you give me one, I'll make some videos. But there's no way I'm going to spend that kind of money on something.
Well,
that just sits
It's
in the
worse
rack.
than that because if you don't have a rack, the first thing you need is a rack to put it in, and that's a lot more than $200.
Well, I got a rack right next to me, but
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of cool. I got to go and talk to him again. He's got a hardware update for the retro modems.
what's the computer below it?
I do not know. Actually, it wasn't a computer. It's just a front panel. And now that I think about it, so it's something else that he built, like a one-off front panel. Not sure what it is, but it was just part of his display.
Blinking lights.
Blinking lights. But yeah, I have to go down. He told me if I take my Wi-Fi modem, my current one, down to him, he'll put the latest board in it for $25. So I got to drive back down to Mountain View one day, do that. Then I went into the museum section. This PDP-1 that runs. The guy that wasn't there right now that does the demos, but the guy who does the demos, he's like 90. And he was a student at, I think it was Princeton. when Princeton got one of the very first PDP-1s. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Asteroids game that runs on the round monitor there,
Yeah.
which you can actually play when he's doing the demos. There's two controllers. You can actually play. That was written by the computer club that he belonged to at I think it was Princeton when they got their PDP-1. And the computer club there has an interesting history in that the members of the computer club were formerly members of the Model Train Club who got together and formed the computer club.
Makes sense.
There you are.
So that they could go that nobody wanted to use the computer at night, so they set up a club so that they could go and tinker on the computer, from like midnight to 6 a.m. or whatever, and wrote that game between some of them there. So that's quite an interesting demo to watch. And he tells a great story about being a student, 70 odd years ago when this arrived. So yeah, so there you got the front panel. This thing goes back about 6 feet. It's quite big. It uses like 5/8 inch tape. And if you look at the front, you can see the tapes are folded. They're not, and this was an early way of punch tape working, was that they were folded. They weren't on the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the earlier ones were all on spools. The folding came later.
Yeah, well, this is from very early days. But anyway, and then it has a little typewriter for interacting with it. And then these were apparently the early ones anyway, were Army surplus from radar equipment. The digital man found somewhere in some Army surplus. So those displays are actually old radar displays that they repurposed for the PDP-1. Anyway, here's some of the S100 and related stuff in the museum, which unfortunately you can't touch, or maybe fortunately. Another Apple One. The place of honor given to the Altair with a do not touch, which is, they have so many do not touches all over that museum. It's great. And then there was a Vector and an IMSAI, and a Kenback one, which apparently is even older.
Yeah.
And that's the pictures.
I built one of those mini kits. I think that obsolescence guarantee. They had I think it might be them or one of the other groups
add
did
water and stir cells up.
Is that it? Okay, add water and start mixing up. Then there was the PDP-1 was obsolescence guaranteed. They were doing a kit. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, that was all the pictures I took yesterday because I'm not one of these people that takes a million pictures.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought, I should share a little and I'll go around and take some pictures. So anyway.
Walt's always said that. Take pictures, take videos.
Yes. Well, I noticed on one of the bulletin boards, I think it was the S100 bulletin board, somebody posted a video that they shot. It's 3.5 hours long.
Oh.
Not part of that.
Yeah. On the S100 list, there's a VCF West stream. It's 3.5 hours long. It's on YouTube. Most of it is him sitting in lectures, watching the lectures. But anyway, if you're on the S100 computers Google group list, you'll see it in your digest.
Yeah.
I started watching it when he started at his car and walking to the entrance with a camera. I thought, okay, this is going to be long. But anyway, it was fun though. Got to talk to John for a bit. Once again, he reminded me that I really should take my micro engine there one of these days and demo it to people because they are so rare. Yeah, I've said this before. Wikipedia says there's one remaining example that's still running, and that one's not mine. So there's two.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So it was worth a trip. It was good to catch up with a few people I hadn't seen for a year. It was unbelievably crowded. It was there was tons of kids there, families there. Which is unusual.
That's good to hear, actually, man.
The Bay Area is all tech guys, so.
Right, but it was a lot more crowded than it's been in the past. This is the 4th year I've gone. And there was 2 to 3 times the number of people there have been in previous years. A lot more kids and families walking around. which was nice to see. And of course, they're all looking at the games, but hell, if it gets them interested, that's, step in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
So not a lot of S100 stuff, almost no, nothing related to what we do, but like tons and tons of Ataris and Commodores. Ataris are really, really popular around here, I guess, because a lot of Atari stuff. But anyway,
And
that's
they're
what
cheap to buy used today.
yeah,
But that's because Atari made millions of those things.
right.
Yeah. Same as Commodore.
Yeah, Commodore Amigas and Ataris were where I would say 50% of what was there. A lot of old Macintoshes. People really like those. And then just a sprinkle of like all these things where somebody's got one that still works.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got. That's all I got from VCF West. And if you want to watch the video, like I said, most of it's really long. It's 3.5 hours. The guy posted. So bring a pot of coffee.
Email me those big pictures so I can put them into the video.
Okay, I'll zip up all the pictures and send an email them to you.
Yeah.
Might be 1 or 2 emails depending upon what resolution I send.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that later, or right now, actually, since I've got it open. Let's see how. Okay. Yeah. If I want to export, let's see. Boom. Boom. That's the one. Anyway, I'll tinker with that while you guys keep talking. Because otherwise I'll forget and I'll send it to Walt at 3 in the morning.
So I got the last filter and one RAM chip.
Oh, cool.
But right now, this package costs as much as one of those DigiTalker chips. It's kind of amazing how the different AIs can understand, like things you want to do in BASIC, things you want to do in assembly language. They each seem to know more about different parts of languages rather than the whole language. But all three, and ChatGTP, which is actually Codex now, all write really good DZM basic programs from just a couple of questions of, hey, I want a program that can do this with these colors, and and off they go.
Well, what's the biggest attachment you want to get in a single email?
My email generally accepts pretty big attachments.
Okay, because when I zipped up all 22 pictures, it was 111 meg.
Oh, that should go through.
Okay, well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten bigger emails than that from people.
Yeah. Well, it used to be that anything over about 20 meg would be would cause problems.
Yeah.
20,
Well, that's the thing
meg,
is, and when I was on the other ISP, they didn't have any restrictions. I could get gigabyte files.
Yeah.
But then the one I'm on now they don't seem to like them to get to gigabyte size.
So apparently Gmail limits you to 25 meg on a direct, but it puts it up in my Google Drive and sends you a link so you can download it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
So anyway, let me know if it doesn't work and I'll figure it out. But for now, it's on its way.
You got to send me the link to that link.
It comes in email. So when you go to add something more than 25 meg to a Gmail email, it says, oh, I'm putting it in your Google Drive and sending that person a link to it.
Oh, okay.
Because there are a lot of systems, anything over 25 will hang. A lot of systems I've worked on in my IT consulting days, everything over 25 meg, and they just choke. So anyway, okay.
Got a link. Now I gotta put it in my browser.
Yeah. If that doesn't work, I'll break it up into like 4 or 5 separate ones and just send them to you. But anyway, onward.
It's downloading.
Good. You should be good then.
I got another thumbs up from Harry Garland from he was one of the founders of Cromemco.
Uh-huh.
He likes the Dazzler stuff I've been doing.
Good.
Cool.
He keeps saying that he wished he hired me way back when.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I guess he probably doesn't pay as much now as he used to.
Well, the thing is, they probably went out of business because they couldn't compete with IBM and the
Oh
clones.
yeah.
PC clones kind of took over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
early 80s was the end. It was the end game for S100 stuff.
Yeah.
In
Well,
most
but the
places.
thing is, if they could have been making improvements on the S100 bus computers and making smarter cards, they might have been able to compete for longer.
I don't know, because if you think about it from a end user perspective, the PC addressed I want a box that works market, as opposed to I'm really interested in the hardware. Because
Right.
most of the people that built S100 systems were not just looking for a computer to run software on, most of them were looking at I want to tinker. And the PC was never aimed at the I want to tinker market, except maybe software, but not hardware.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is the hardware
Yeah.
for the Cromemco, they could have made their own hardware and kept improving it. And
Yeah.
the Cromemco 3 or whatever it is, that big business machine, that was barely an S100 computer. It was more everything else.
Right.
Well, IBM is a big name, so a lot of companies
Well,
would go automatically buy if they already had the IBM mainframe in the back room. That's one of the places
Yeah.
I worked for. You're getting all IBM, and then even after the PC stuff, the PS2 showed up, and you learned micro channel and all that other fun stuff that I did for years.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all good
but the
stuff.
clones are what made the
Oh, yeah.
industry take
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
well-
absolutely. But the IBM having so much power behind their name got it started. I think that's
Although
what gave it a good
Well,
he has-
start.
they made it open architecture. Anybody could copy it.
Yeah,
That was their mistake.
except for the BIOS. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember reading an article a long time ago about how IBM originally wanted to use embedded serial numbers on the motherboards as a way for copywriting or locking licensing down for software, which is the way like Sun did it. I remember I did sysadmin for a lot of Sun equipment back in the day, and everything was tied to the ID. And IBM wanted to do that with the PC, and Microsoft talked them out of it.
Well, actually, they taught IBM talked Intel into embedding a serial number in the chip, CPU chip.
Right,
But then the Direct Marketing Association, along with some other organizations and some grassroots, they all got together and poo-pooed the whole idea.
yeah.
They said, "Oh, the government's going to spy on you because they got a serial number in your computer."
And then 10 years later, they wished they'd done that because they wouldn't have lost control of all their software.
Patrick, what's the status of the SIO boards?
Oh, I don't know. It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned them to John yesterday. I said, yeah, I'm working with Patrick on putting an SIO board together. Oh, you have to present that at the S100. I'm thinking those guys aren't interested in what we do.
No, not at
Otherwise,
all.
they'd be here.
Yeah, a 1970s replica board. They have no interest.
Yeah, I said, John, We operate at the other end of the S100 bus from you.
Yeah. I can't even
No.
spell FPGA.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for the new Altair Mini Front Panel.
God, that's
Oh
even
yeah, well
further than
that's probably about 10 Claude projects away. No, all I really got to do is get that darn bill of materials done for the SIO board. But I have it on my calendar to get that off the JLC PCB tomorrow.
awesome. Awesome.
Excellent.
And these would be full up production boards.
I I'm thinking yes.
I don't see why not. I mean, the second prototype has no real issues on it. Not that I can
No.
find.
Yeah, I'll probably go for it. I mean, worst case is they don't work and get
Yeah.
some more.
I mean,
Some
functionally,
money.
it's identical to the prototype number 2, right?
I think no, I think we made one change to it. I have to look at my change log.
Well, I'm trying to think. The only change that I know that we talked about was putting right angle connectors on.
Yeah, yeah, so it shouldn't have changed.
That should,
Yeah, that is what yeah, it should just be footprint stuff that got
yeah,
moved around. I mean, and rewiring some of the traces,
yeah.
but it should be the ERC should catch anything I screwed up there.
So, yeah, it should be good. It'd be nice to have ones where, because I've been pulling them in and out, the prototypes, pulling them in and out of the slots and tweaking things so many times. And I keep looking at the contacts and saying, oh, still good.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much Altair type stuff. My stuff, I've been fighting with Cromemco for a little bit. Some people have seen those chats I had with the Cromemco group. Trying to get Scotech to work with it. It's just the image. I can get one image to work, but it's such an old version of CDOS that it's just not plausible to use. So a lot of help from the group though, the Cromemco Google group and stuff. A lot of people, really nice people stepping up to help and give suggestions. So that's been good.
Yeah,
Teletype.
if
Go
you
ahead.
need some 16K RAM cards, I got 3.
Actually, well, I have a 64K one now, so I think I'm good. But back a bit, I was struggling. I was able to get a 64K one recently, so I just haven't gotten my hands yet. My last post, I mentioned I had one because I don't have the 64K in my hand yet. But so hoping that'll solve my problem. I've been using the Flex RAM because I'm so comfortable with it. It works well, but I think the way Cromemco boots is RDOS is grabbing a section of memory and then frees itself up, and it's not. If I set that as RAM on the Flex RAM card, then RDOS just doesn't boot. If I set it, block it out like it's on unused, then RDOS boots. But then when it goes to load CDOS, it seems like it
Well, yeah,
tanks.
then you got a hole in memory.
Yeah, you got to get a gap in memory. So that's you're right. I have to use if I didn't have this other card, Walt, and I may reach out to you if this other card isn't working. If this other card doesn't work well, I'll reach back out to you about the 16 Z's. 16K Z. So then the teletype, I've I'm sitting there. I still having a problem with form feed, but then I went and I said, okay, I'm pushing that aside. Let me play with the tape punch. Tape punch just looks like it friggin' worked. It just punched out everything I typed and everything, and I haven't decoded anything, but it's working. Went to the reader, and every time I try to use the reader, I blow the fuse on the reader. It has a separate little power supply, and there's not more than it's a small, simple board. I swapped out anything on the board that could be causing it. So it means there's some sort of short in the embedded cable that runs underneath everything in that friggin' chassis. There's got to be a short somewhere.
Isn't there a solenoid that toggles the sprocket wheel?
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Is that sprocket doesn't move. The solenoid shows that it has the correct ohms that it's supposed to so that we believe it's working. I haven't tried to actually apply power to it directly, but it
Have you,
uses 170 volts, so it's not something I want to play with.
right. And you've double checked the fuse is the right size and not somebody stuck the wrong fuse in there?
Well, the manual says it could. There's two things. It has a half amp fuse,
That's
and the
pretty
manual
low.
says it's pretty low. And the manual says half amp is what one manual says. The other manual says 3/4 of an amp, which is still pretty low.
Right.
And actually, the guy, I say the guy Wayne. Geez, I wish I remember Wayne's last name. Great guy. He's helped me out so much. He suggested go. He says go up to 3/4. I just haven't. I got to order some. I don't have any 3/4.
It might be that it's just fractionally over.
Yeah,
And if you got a 1 amp fuse, you're not going to burn anything out.
yeah. I do have 1 amp. Maybe I have to just throw that in there and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know,
If it's a real short, the fuse is going to go so fast it won't hurt anything.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well,
Smoke,
you can always make it a 1 amp slow blow.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I need. Watch the smoke come from other parts. Yes. Well, again, that's the kind of stuff I've been playing with a little bit with the printers and stuff. I haven't done anything tremendous. And Patrick, I haven't gotten back to other things on the sim right recently. I've just been so consumed with that and work. So I will.
That's fine.
That's okay. I think I opened like 6 issues just today.
Yeah, Tim's keeping us employed.
That's it. That's it. I'm still excited to see it moving along. It is way beyond the other one for at least for the Altair stuff and this and all the cards you're adding. Now it's S100.
Yeah,
That's the same. You almost want to think of the name change. I know you won't, but
no, it's really clean at this point. They're all fiddly little things.
Yeah.
I think we've reached the this would be nice phase. Although I haven't heard back from Patrick on my latest, this would be nice.
Well, did you get the? I know you're playing around Cromemco's cards and stuff, Patrick. Did you get that working? To read the file?
That has been by far the most difficult board.
Yeah, go figure, huh?
Well, even that we ran into some stuff. If you're on like the simulator, you're just injecting characters like you do a Control V or something.
Yeah.
Well, there's some stuff in RDOS and CDOS where it just assumes we're not going to have a character there yet because we just got one. So characters are getting lost, and it's a crazy board, crazy software. Things run off timers. Baud rate detection by pressing enter keys and
if I didn't have the Z2 case, I probably wouldn't be putting so much effort. But I want to kind of put it back as a original Cromemco setup.
Well, you can always send a Z2 case to me.
Oh, there we are. Shipping would kill both of us.
That gets rid of your aggravation.
Yeah,
what are you sending back here? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, but on that Cromemco site, there's a whole directory of IMD files.
Yeah.
So I did have Claude, hey, download every single one, convert them to disks, make me an index. What does the comments say they are, and this and that, and then which ones boot, which ones don't. If they don't, why don't they? Anyway, so I mean, there's some that I think are marked as like 5-inch disks, but they're 8. I mean, so now I have basically that whole RDOS and CDOS directory with like MD files and what they are, what's wrong with them, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna push that here pretty soon too.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, let me know when you push that. That might help.
That's why I'm wondering if the disk image you have will even boot. Well, I guess it will because you have other people that boot it.
Yeah, it was given to me. And again, I don't remember last names. Roger shared a image, and he said it was boots on his. He shared. So
okay.
Yeah, again, that's the best I can do is at least, of course his setup actually can boot Cromix as well. So he has a 256K, fancier memory card and stuff because Cromix, uses more RAM and stuff. So,
Yeah, one thing I added was because I just don't like IMD files. Anyways. But so anytime I had an IMD file, I had to boot up a DOS box, run IMDU and do all of that. Anyways, the simulator now, if you mount an IMD file, it'll just make a disk file and then mount that.
There you are. Do you know does Flash Floppy use disk files? I don't remember Flash Floppy.
I don't.
I know it converts a couple of them, and they've gotten fancier.
Yeah, I don't.
The conversion software, I think, can convert it.
I think. Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
oh
the
yeah,
geometry is.
Right. That's
yeah.
why I use the
That's
what's the tool called?
HFE. Yeah, the
HXC floppy emulator.
Yeah, yeah. So I
HXC
use that.
floppy emulator, which has a GUI for the Mac if you want to play with it, Patrick, if you haven't got it already.
No, I have it on my own Mac. I don't have it on the M4
Right.
yet.
It works on the yeah. Although it's
Yeah.
probably going to go away with Rosetta doing this stuff.
Yeah.
My life.
There's
But anyway,
there's
Yeah.
I find that
Linux
it's so
GUI on it.
useful for looking at disk images and say, what do they really look like?
Yeah, and the CDOS stuff is confusing. It's like the Tarbell where the first track on the first side is single density, and then the
Yeah.
rest of the disk is double
All
density.
the CompuPro stuff is that way. My
it like that
CompuPro
too?
Disk 1 works that way. If you go double density, CPM has a single density track 0.
Yeah,
Yeah, my CompuPro stuff works that way. Yeah.
which on the sim is kind of confusing, but
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah. So again, that's the stuff I've been playing with.
Yeah.
It's all
Cool.
good.
But yeah, I'd recommend everybody have a look at the simulator. It's in its current state,
Yeah.
not the 0.3, but the actual one you build, because the difference is getting pretty vast.
well, that's what I'm trying to do now is do an 040.
Yeah, I realized that. That's why I wanted to get my review of the examples done quickly so that you didn't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I think the only one I'm not gonna do now is built-in terminal.
Oh yeah, that's on my wish list.
Yeah, no, it's a good
That's a lot
one.
of work, but I think yeah, it seemed to be. And the more I thought about it, you can do it with socket, :23 and bring another program in, but it's not clean.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the sim complains that there's no console.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you don't have a console statement in the TOML file, you get a complaint. This machine has no console.
Oh,
And I thought, well, I get it. It's just reminding me that I've got nothing pointed to console. And then I thought, yeah, what we really need though is a terminal. And then long term, you could say, okay, I have a terminal, and then I can have different emulations that I plug in. And if you want to play with WordStar, you want to play with your VI, that'll make this and then having the monitor and the terminal separate, you can do things like single step and see what's happening without them interfering with each other. So visually, I think I don't think it's needed for 0.4, but long term, I think that'd be a really cool feature to have.
Yeah, it is. When you posted that, I said, because I actually was trying to do that on Altair Z80 for the same reason.
Right.
I wanted to be able to type on the monitor and not muck with my terminal.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's a
anyway,
good one.
But yeah, and then like I said, if we make a terminal as a device and then the emulation just being a translation file, so you can build all the functions, and then each terminal just has different things it sends to make that happen. So then you just need like what do they call termcap file or whatever that has for a VT100 it's this, for a televideo it's this, for a Weiss it's this, and you can just plug them in at that point, and Claude can go find them all for us.
Yeah, thanks, Claude.
Claude made me, it doesn't work 100% right yet, but my micro engine original discs expect an Esprit terminal, a Hazeltine Esprit, because that's whatever the developers there used. There are no Hazeltine Esprit emulators out there. So what I did was I had Claude write a program that talked to my computer over the serial Hazeltine and translated it into VT100.
Oh, wow.
So that I could say, take a terminal on my Mac, connect it to the application, and then the application would talk over the serials of my computer, and it would translate between two different terminals. It's not perfect, but it was pretty close. The first pass, it was pretty close.
That's amazing. Actually, that's a good idea.
And the way I found out it was the Hazeltine was I gave it, here's all the answers to the questions that Pascal asks you about setting up the terminal file. And here's all the current values. What terminal is this? And he went, oh, that's a Hazeltine Esprit.
God.
So I think actually what I'm going to do next is once I figure out how to get Claude to talk to a USB serial port, I'm going to see if he can convert the config to work off different terminals
Okay.
by driving the actual computer directly and running the config scripts. And it's, you know, it's 2 files on a little SD card. So I could just, if he screws it up, I just rewrite them onto the card, plug it back in. So that's on my list is how do you write an MCP that lets Claude talk directly to your external hardware if it's USB?